What's up, guys? Welcome to another Monday Motivational. Today's topic, we are talking about excuses. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got them. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit that they're lying to themselves, because that's what an excuse is. An excuse is a lie, not to other people. It's to yourself. When you make an excuse for something that you did, for something that you don't like, for something that you haven't tried, for something that you haven't done, it's a lie to yourself. It's a lie. 100% of the time, if you make an excuse, you're lying because there's something that you haven't done. I don't care what it is, but there's something that you haven't done that you know you could have done better. You could have done more. You could have finished a practice. I'm not saying crawl off the field, do this and that and the other. There's no such thing as 110%. You can give 100%. There's no such thing as 110%. Everybody wants to give, every coach out there says, you got to give 110%. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. There's only 100%. You can give 100% of your body. You can give 100% of your mind. Fine. Whatever. Most sports are 10% physical and 90% mental. There is no such thing as 110%. If you give everything you have, that's 100%. 110% cannot exist. I digress. Your excuse for not giving that 100%. What is that? Is it the fact that I wanted to spend a little bit more time with my friends? Is it that, I didn't want to sit in front of a computer for that long? It doesn't matter. Your excuse is detrimental to you. If you're on a team, it's detrimental to your team. But it's detrimental to you. Because one excuse turns into four. Four excuses turn into, I'm just going to have an excuse for everything. Listen, society uses excuses an average of once a day. That's an average. And that's not saying that some people use no excuses in a day, some people use 10. It doesn't. It means that the average person uses one excuse per day. Think about that. There's one thing, at least during the day, that they're not doing, that they're lying to themselves that they've done. I don't care if you play a sport. I don't care if you work a 9-to-5 job. It does not matter. Have you done everything that you possibly can to better yourself? Look, I meet tons of people that say, I'll ask them, hey, I didn't see you in the gym the other day. Man, I was tired and I was sore. Okay, great. You were tired and sore in one part of your body. What about the other part? That got left behind. Oh, man, I didn't feel like doing leg day the other day. Why not? You want to look like one of those meatheads with chicken legs? I damn sure don't. Look, you can have the biggest upper body in the world and you don't work leg day. You're going to look like a wimp. Man, I can curl 70, 80, 90 pounds. Good for you. Can you squat more than 25? It's the funniest thing that I've ever seen. Again, I digress. Look, you're making an excuse for why or why not you're doing something, when in actuality you step inside whatever lines, whatever building that you're doing, and when you walk out, when you walk off, do you have the ability to say that without a doubt, I did everything I could to make my job, to make myself, to make my team the best that it was? Look, if you walk off the football field and you say, "Yeah, we lost, and my team did great, but I don't know if I did everything that I could," then you didn't. There was one time in that week of practicing that you didn't do everything that you could. Whether it's, I half-assed my routes. I half-assed my blocks. I don't care what it is. The fact that you're saying, is there something else that I could have done? You know that there's something else you could have done. You know. We practice like we play. 100%. If you walk off the field and say, "Holy shit, we lost to a better team," you did everything you could have done that day. And from then you have a goal. That I'm here, I should be here. My team's here, it should be here. Then you become a leader. You become a leader by example. I'm going to do this 100%. I'm going to go as hard as I can. And we are not going to be the same team. We're going to be a better team. Golfers, if you go out and, you go to a tournament and you could have been, one or two under if you had made a couple more putts. Well, okay, great. You've made the determination that you could have made a couple more putts. Well, did you go out on, did you go out on the course and did you work on your putting? Did you make every putt that you had set out to make? Did you practice it? Because I guarantee that's what these pros are doing. They're going out. There's a reason that they have 3 days before the tournament. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are tournament days, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are practice days. There is a pro-am. I understand that. It doesn't mean you still can't practice. They sit on the range for hours. They sit on the greens for hours. They sit around the chipping greens for hours. Because they want to leave knowing that they didn't leave anything out there that could happen during that week. And when they go and play in their tournament, if they don't make the cut, yeah, you know what? There's some putts that they should have made. There's some shots that they should have made in their minds. But they don't sit back and say, "Well, I was tired, so I wanted to spend a little time with my family." That's a pure excuse. That's a bold-faced lie. Most of them say, "Well, I could have made a couple more putts, but but man, I went out there and played my game." You don't see anybody go out there and say, "I didn't play to the level that I was supposed to play." All of those guys are pros. There's a reason that they make millions of dollars a year. It's because they practice their asses off. And you high schoolers, you college players, you know what? Best example. A couple years ago, well, not a couple years, when I was in high school, I went to probably 2003, 2004. I went to Clemson's baseball camp during the summer. Coach Jack Leggett, one of the best baseball coaches that I've ever met, ever had the opportunity to meet. When I met him, he actually told us a story that I'll never forget. One of his baseball players, the night before, or the game, during that game, his player went 0-4 when he was hitting. He went 0-4, which means he didn't get a hit. Whether he struck out, we weren't told. Coach Leggett was sitting in his office when he looked back at the batting cage at midnight, and the lights were on. He walked down there, and it was that guy. It was him. He was sitting in the cage having an iron mic, which is a self-sustained pitching machine. He was having that iron mic throw pitches, one after the other. And Coach Leggett asked him, he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Coach, tonight I went 0-4. I want to make sure that I never do that again. I want to make sure that it never happens to me again." Because he's not an individual player. He wants to make sure that he has the best chance to help his team. Look, that's a way to go out there and not make an excuse. It is not, absolutely 100% not an excuse. And he knew it. He said, "There is no way that I ever want to go 0-4 again." Look, I challenge you to go out there and during that week give 100%. And during that game, if y'all end up losing, you can walk off the field knowing that you gave 100%. Push your team to give 100%. If you lose, it's because you went up against a better team and you know what you have to do. Look, don't make excuses because you're tired, because you don't want to do something. Don't make excuses. Don't be that asshole that makes some kind of bullshit excuse and gives up something that everybody else has worked so hard for. Don't rest on your laurels and make excuses for what you did or didn't do. Go out there and do your damnedest for 1 week and see if it makes you a better person. Because I guarantee that if you give 100%, you'll walk off every day a better person. And you'll walk off every day a better player. Go in the gym and do that one extra. That one extra that you may have said, I can't do that. Give it a damn shot. Give it a shot. If you give it a shot and fail, at least you tried. If you put that weight up before that fact, you're leaving something in the tank. You're leaving something in the tank, and you will not be better for it. Don't have an excuse. Go out, fail, and be better for that failure. 100% means 100%. Don't be that person that gives that little bit less. Go out there, do it. You can do it. You can give 100% and be better for it. Guys, excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got them. Nobody wants to admit it. Don't be that asshole. Don't have an excuse. Go out there, do it, and be better for it. Guys, that's my challenge for the week. Man, you can do it. Don't let yourself give up before you've given 100%. I'll see you out there.